The game is afoot here at Cheney Mansion. Hello?
You don't have to run away. Girls, so somebody went in here.
Hi, Mike and Shauna here from Society of the Haunted on the Haunted Road Media YouTube channel. We are investigating the historic Cheney Mansion.
There was originally a log cabin on this site, and then in 1834, A.E. Faulkner built the first framed house, brick house, on this site. It was used as a number of different purposes, and then in 1837 they opened it as a stop on the stagecoach run. And this room and the next room over were the tavern area. People would come in to eat. I'm not sure about, but I'm guessing probably one side was for men and one side was for women and families. This room at one time was 2 rooms. That side of the room was a storage room. That'll be important later on in the tour when we tell you what's going on. There are some pictures in here that we like to point out when we give tours. This is the first P.D. Cheney. He married Catherine D'Arcy, whose father was the first one to use the house as a private residence. But that's Princess Dana Cheney.
So prior to that, you said it was on the stage, as part of the stagecoach line. So was it an inn or a hotel or something like that?
It was used as a tavern, and then there were rooms upstairs, which we'll talk about when we get up there. They were part of that also. The original building was 5 rooms, the 3 on this floor and 2 upstairs. And then this is when you hear us talk about P.D. Cheney. This is this man's grandson, and he was the last person to own the house as a private residence. This is the doctor's office that was added when Dr. D'Arcy came to town. This used to be a functioning door so that patients could come in without walking through the rest of the house. It's been sealed off so it doesn't open any longer. But this is the doctor's office. This also served as the post office for Jersey County, or for Jerseyville, also as a bank.
Well, a lot of things.
Any of the business that went on in this room. There's a vault here that still has the mailboxes in the side of it. You can see that. We don't close the door. A light will come on. There's a plate there that turns the light on. We don't close the safe door because we don't have a key for it.
Yeah.
But one thing I should mention at this point, most of the pieces in the house are not original to the house. They were all sold at auction. Some of them have been returned by people who said, oh gosh, I should return this to the house. Others are from the correct time period. This desk was not original to the home, and Carol will tell you which building this belonged to. I think it was one of the schools. But these are all period pieces. They're just not actual Cheney pieces. And when they opened, they found that there had been a fire at some point, and because they found charred logs and stuff underneath there. But that's all been fixed and all repaired so that there's no danger there. The lady's picture on the little cabinet there, that lady is a lady named, they refer to her as Miss Dorothy. She came to take care of Petey when he was about 6 months old. He was a very unhealthy child. She was supposed to stay for 6 months, or 30 months, and she ended up staying for 30 years.
What happens in here, Ron?
What happens in here?
What happens in here?
Everything. You'll hear money being counted in a safe. Sometimes the examination table behind you will start to vibrate on its own.
Creating a massage table. Nice.
Yeah, they got all kinds of good EVPs. From here, they've got the sound of that wheelchair moving, but it never moves.
Oh, creepy wheelchair. Nice.
We've heard.
Yes.
Hello?
You don't have to run away.
Yeah, you could have stayed for the conversation. That would have been fun. Where'd you go? Oh, we have to do this. So the sound of the bell, actually down here, amongst the turtles. Go ahead, Shauna. That was the bell that we heard upstairs.
From upstairs, and the ladies were in the front room and nowhere near here.
Nope. They heard the bell too.
One little chime. They heard it, and we heard it upstairs. And I thought that it was one of those, you know, clocks like on the half hour that chime one time. But it was 8:48. Whenever, because I looked at my clock to check the time, see if it was maybe a half hour mark. But it wasn't. But that's the sound we heard.
So apparently this has been going on for a couple months now. They've been ringing that.
Right.
So, but now, Carol spotted a shadowy figure darting through the dining room into here, through this doorway here. So we're trying to hunt him down. So we're going to dim the lights, turn them off.
Going. That plant scared the crap out of me. Touched me on the arm. Hi.
Back in the doctor's office?
Yes. Did you come in here? Oh, I love the smell in here. It smells like wood.
Yeah. I just love this back in here, this vault.
Yeah.
This is like the coolest thing. And the light goes on, right, when we walk in. Alright. Put the K2 on you, because if they're going to do the operation... Alright, tell
My
me.
demon stomach won't set it off.
Might, it just might. Alright, so we're here in what was once a doctor's office. It's been many things. Doctor's office is one of them. And so they actually have this old table here that would have been in a doctor's office. And we have Shauna sitting on it. See if we can get a doctor to interact with her. K2 is on her in case it starts doing a little exam or something here. And we'll just see what happens, see if we get any sort of interaction with this. So on the security cams back there, we were seeing different light anomalies and things like that moving around, some mists. And so we'll see if we get that interaction here. Alright, so if the doctor is around, we have a patient here. He needs to get checked out. It's just needs a quick physical. You know, so her name is Shauna. And I can act as the nurse for now, if that works. But she's been experiencing some stomach cramps. I'm not really sure what it may be.
Do you have any questions that you need to ask me? I'll answer them. I need you to check out my stomach though. I've been having a lot of stomach pain lately.
And she's also been dealing with vertigo. So what would you recommend for that?
I hate to bother you on a Saturday night, doctor, but I wouldn't be here if I didn't think it was important.
Just heard a tap out there in the hall.
Oh, something just tapped me on my ankle.
On your ankle?
Yeah.
Are you starting your exam?
I mean, that's not where the problem is.
Yeah, but does that mean you're starting your exam?
I felt just like a around the outside of my ankle, around the bone.
That was the bell again. That was the bell. That was a different bell. It's a different bell. What the hell? The game is afoot here at Cheney Mansion. So, what we thought had been the bell that we heard is not the bell that we heard.
No, because we got a little closer to it this time in a different room.
That has...
And that has a little more bass in it.
Yeah, it's a deeper resonance. The what we heard back in the doctor's office was a lighter resonance.
Right.
It's a different bell.
So from further away, you know, we could have easily mistaken it for that one, but now that we were closer and hearing it, it definitely is not that one.
No, it's not that one, and here's the kicker. There's no other bell around here. So, not here, not in the cabinets there, not anywhere else in this room.
But it most definitely came
Not in the other room.
from this area.
Came from this, yeah, from here. I checked the room right across the hall, because that would have been closest. There's no other bell here. So, I don't know, Sean. I think we have a mystery on our hands.
So now we have to find another bell.
We have to find another bell
Somewhere.
that it could be ringing, or is it a phantom bell?
Dun dun dun. Yeah, I was standing here. And this was like, that's why I thought it was this, and that's why I reached out. Not just a tap, it was, it sounded like something, like striking something, and that's, I mean, if it was that, fine, but like I said, it sounded just like right under me. Did you come in here?
We're here doing a paranormal investigation, and this is actually tying in to previous research that we've already done, you know, for other projects.
Yeah, I mean, because the lovely thing about this venue is that it is the Historical Society building also.
Going through the old land plats here, something that we know is we turn to the page that actually has the Cheney house on it as well. And so, looking here, what's interesting is behind this property, and this is from 1916, shows this Jefferson Street that's back there, and then Cheney's Addition, which is like, yeah, so there's like 8 lots here. And the other side of that says Old Graveyard. So Shauna's asking some questions about that.
So I'm going to ask some questions because I want to know, you know, where the stones go, and where the stones went, where did the bodies go?
Because
You know.
right now we don't know of any graveyard that's back there. That's Cheney's lot. Jefferson Street, that shows here, is still there. The interesting thing here is, okay, the other side of Jefferson Street, they showed this Cheney's Addition, which is no longer there. And then the old graveyard says Lions Club City Park.
So that's where the city park is now.
That's where the city park is now.
So what happened to the stones and the bodies?
What happened to the gravestones? Are they in the park? Whoa, back up. Stop. Don't move. Don't move. Don't move. Weird. It autofocused like it did upstairs as that big box right over in here.
What's that mean?
That means it's picking on. I mean, it's like a facial recognition thing. It's picking up on something over there to focus on. Like if I go over by you right now, it finds your face and focuses on that. And it's got a little box. But when we were walking up, it was a bigger box that was trying to autofocus on. And it did that upstairs. It's weird. And there's no way, because that stuff doesn't record onto the camera. Okay, one last little crinkle into this whole bell mystery. So Carol showed us this other bell. It's almost like a buzzer. So
It wasn't that.
it wasn't that, because that's more of like a buzz. I mean, it's possible the very last ding
It could have been
Could have
that
been it.
tone, but without the
buzz.
buzz.
Yeah. So, and this is just still too.
There's a little too much
Too-
bass in there.
Yes, it's too heavy. It's heavy.
So we'll have to, because I'm sure if it was loud enough for us to hear it, that we caught it on audio. So we'll have to listen
Oh,
to
we caught it
it.
on audio for sure.
Yeah, listen to it with this and with the other one, which we
We'll
know
see.
it wasn't. And so if it was neither one of them, then it's a phantom bell.
All right, well, we're going to head back upstairs.
Part 2 coming soon. Please check out that when it becomes available and our other paranormal videos off to the side. Until next time.